the adjacent possible. The adjacent possible and liquid networks. My name is Vinnie Rodriguez, also known as 8-Figure Vision, and I'm here to share with you guys today in our vast books series, the next in our book, Where Good Ideas Come From. And this one goes out to everyone in the Comfort Killers Nation. Those of you looking to get uncomfortable, we're out here in Lawrence, Massachusetts, just admiring everything that is the adjacent possible. Guys, so what does that mean? Let's talk a little bit about where good ideas come from. How many times have you had a good idea, perhaps a great idea? Maybe you had that $1 billion idea. Maybe you had that idea that you knew was gonna change millions of lives, and then it didn't happen, right? Or maybe you had a small idea and you made it happen, and then you realized that it actually became something greater than you ever anticipated. Well, guys, I'm here to tell you today that this is all a part of the adjacent possible, as the author in this book suggests, right? The best-selling author of Everything Bad is Good for You and the Invention of Air, Steven Johnson. In this book, he breaks down where good ideas come from. And I would rate this book on a scale of 1 to 8, with 8 being the highest. I give this book an 8, guys. This book is a must. You must have this. Otherwise, why would I put it in Comfort Killers Nation? Come on, guys. Here's why. See, in this book, we chronicle maybe not every, however, we chronicle the majority of the landmark ideas that have transformed human society and humankind. Now, everything from music to art to culture to society to engineering to industry is all in this book, right? He even has, what I really liked about this book is at the end of the book, he has a separate section, an appendix, where he goes over all of the great inventions. He kind of gives you a quick synopsis of it. So, for example, did you know the refrigerator was invented in 1834? Right? You would have thought that was something a little bit more modern, huh? But surprisingly enough, 1834, right? The earliest recorded invention in this book was the double entry accounting system, right? To those of you business owners that understand it as income and expenses, that was double entry accounting, founded in Venice in 13 to 1400, guys. The printing press, right? Just wild, like, random things that are just kind of like good things, you know, you could probably take with you to the bar if that's your thing, you know, kind of have a conversation on it. You know, when contraceptives were invented, only 60 years ago. Imagine that, guys. Like, that's powerful. Continental drift, the continental drift, right? The superconductivity, the washing machine, right? The natural selection, the mason jar, the battery. So a lot of these things are in here, but I'm not here to talk to you about that. I'm here to talk to you today, ladies and gentlemen, about where good ideas come from, right? Good ideas come from the adjacent possible. Every good idea is incubated in what the book speaks of as liquid networks. And you know what? I gotta admit, the guy's done his research for sure. See, here's the thing. The times that, and I'll go back to my initial question, the times that you felt as though you had a great idea and it was gone, or you had a great idea and someone else took it, or it went somewhere else. The reason why is because you didn't incubate it in a liquid network. It means that you kept the thought in your mind and you never put it on a platform that it can thrive and it can sustain itself and it can actually grow outwards. You didn't put it in a network. See, when ideas are isolated, they tend to disappear. This is my interpretation. When ideas are isolated, they tend to disappear. So if you had the world's greatest, most amazing idea on earth, but you kept it on your mind, or maybe you kept it on paper, you might die with that paper. You might die with that paper and never find out who it truly was. Like who, and people would never know who actually came up with it, right? Although you can actually start creating something that exists in a platform, such as what they did in MIT with Building 8, right? Those of you who read the book, you'll understand. Building 8 was a space, an environment that was created in which students, right, who would go to class, they would go to the office, they had an actual building that they could punch holes in, that they could create different thinking spaces and experimenting spaces, so that they can invent and they can actually put their ideas in somewhere that it can grow and thrive and gain some life. See, when that starts to happen, the aha moments and the breakthroughs, those tend to happen amongst more than one person. The solopreneur, that's why you don't hear about the solopreneur. You hear about the entrepreneur, because the entrepreneur works with people, right? All of these great people who you view on the wall, they've all collaborated in cooperation with many great people, right? That's why their ideas have come to fruition, and it's actually become something that has impacted thousands and thousands and thousands of lives, guys, right? Because they found a medium, right? They found a medium in which they can send a message, a thought, a moment of inspiration, of passion, of emotion, in a space where there's engineers, there's doctors, there's researchers, there's philanthropists, there's business people. When you have that and you put them all together in harmony, now you solidify that liquid network. Your idea now has some life. You incubate it, the embryo is created, the fetus for what is your idea. Now it's easy to take off. But see, here's the thing, sometimes some ideas don't make it, right? Some of your ideas won't make it, no matter what you do, no matter how much you push. For example, in this book, they talk about the 9/11 situation, right? And they say in 9/11 that the government was warned prior to 9/11 about the potential of the Pentagon attacks. And unfortunately, even though formal notification was sent to all of the major offices, the idea was never supported, never got through, because it was one man, his own mission, and he was sending it to these people. But he sent that idea that he had, that hunch, it grew slowly, right? And it wasn't until a similar event happened, right, when the Pentagon crisis actually happened, the Pentagon and the idea about the first flight attacks that were happening on 9/11, when those two events occurred at the same time, now it had enough traction that the idea can gain some sustainability. And now people started making connections. Oh no, this and that now, right? All of a sudden, now there's a mass movement. Now there's awareness, and now that creates a movement for people to do something. You see, so an idea needs traction. It needs to stick to something. When it sticks to something, right, then now it's gonna gain some life and it'll actually grow in popularity. So all of these greats, they were able to create traction with their idea. So, and where do all of their ideas exist? In the adjacent possible. The adjacent possible is not you putting up an idea and then putting it out there. The adjacent possible is when you come up with an idea in a space that coexists with other people, simultaneously other people having similar thoughts at the same time. For example, Thomas Edison, many of his inventions happened simultaneously. There were discoveries on other parts of the world that came through fruition, right? And those discoveries happened at the same time. See, that is the adjacent possible. So I encourage everyone here to explore the adjacent possible today. Get this book, read this book, and start harnessing your ideas. I'll take it all the way back to Darwin. Darwin's aha moment when he finally discovered his theory on evolution, and he was on that island, he was looking out onto the marine life. What he found out, it was a cataclysm of events happening at the same time, of looking at the wildlife and the oceans, and right, his moment, his breakthrough, right, his idea. And what platform did he use? He used the pen and the paper, guys. And then not only did he just write it down, he expanded upon it until he found other people to start utilizing the same platform. And it was undeniable, it was unrefutable until now. Until today, it's still unrefutable, this theory of evolution, right? It's the strongest idea that's out there as far as evolution goes. So guys, that's what I want to leave you with. This is a little overdrawn, although this is very important that we talk about great ideas. You all have them. So every single one of you comfort killers, I want you, first step is to kill comfort, is to find a platform. If you have all of these burning ideas, find somewhere or something through which to express these ideas, in which they gain life, in which they gain some body, some legs, some structure. And when you have that, your ideas will just grow 10x. So until the next one, guys, love you all. Peace, prosperity, and freedom. Until the next one, this is it, Vinnie Rodriguez, Mr. 8 Figure Vision, signing out.